Hello and good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well and happy new year. Um, is my sound working? Yeah, okay. Hopefully you all can hear me. It's not registering on the microphone or something, but that's okay. Dragon of the West, good to see you. So, hopefully everyone is already having a great new year. I know I am. In fact, we got a lot of good things to get into here tonight. Violet, I did link you a video to go into a bit depth on your question there. I hope you see that there. Um, so we got a lot of people in here tonight waiting around. Halloween, good to see you. Oni-chan, Luna, Good Witch of the North, Angela, Katie, Dragon of the West, of course, A12, Karma, Odie, and Vladimir. Wow, we're loaded in here tonight, which is good. That is good because we got some good news going on. So, first off, everyone, Happy New Year. Um, for those who don't know, as of January 1st, the 6 month challenge has kicked off. We've already seen a lot of people hit the ground running really, really well for that one. It is not too late to join. If you do want to join and you want to come up with a self improvement, self mastery kind of challenge to undertake over the next 6 months, um, go over to the About section here on YouTube and you'll find the Discord link. You can click that and it'll take you to the Discord. Read the rules, click the emoji, and then let one of the admin know what it is that your challenge is, and they'll get you added to the 6 month challenge. Now, for those who are regularly active throughout the 6 months and taking part in the challenge, at the end of the challenge, there will be prize drawings. Yeah, there will be prizes. Myself and the admin, we will be taking part in the challenge, but we don't get prizes. That's just not fair. So only you all get the prizes. We've got people working on their magical path. We got people developing the arcane senses. We got people working in all aspects of life, utilizing magic and just focusing on self improvement. So it's a great way to motivate yourself and have others to support you and share your progress, which gives a level of accountability, I would say. Um, so let's see. Anubis, good to see you. Oliver. Wow, we got people still filing in. It's amazing. Secondly, this is a big one. I know a lot of people's been waiting on this. As of Friday, Tier 2 and 3 channel members and Patreon supporters all got early access to the tarot class. Yes, the tarot class is done. So for Tier 2 Patreon members and Tier 2 channel subscribers, members, the perks for getting early access to classes, they are taking advantage of those as we speak. And we've already had a lot of great emails and messages about how they've enjoyed the class, how they're liking it, and how they are actually picking up the tarot quicker than they thought possible, which is nice. So it is good to see so many people actually getting some use out of that. And I know what everybody's thinking. Well, when's it go live for everybody? It'll probably go live for everybody tomorrow. So that's going to give 48, 72 hours for the early access, but that's going to give a while. So sometime tomorrow, it will be going live for everyone. So I'd say Tuesday, feel free to check it out. If you want to know where it's at, you can usually find the link to the school below any of the videos, or you can go to workingdragonmystic.com and click the online courses. The tarot class will be there as well. Hope you will all enjoy it. I know so many of you have been wanting that class, and I was wanting to get it out before Yule, as many of you know, but we had to take a bit more time than we thought. So my apologies on that one. But it is now available. Well, it's up for the Patreon members. It'll be available tomorrow for everybody. Let's see what we got here. I missed a few things. After, let's see. Peachy, good to see you. Okay. That's a long one there. Let's see here. Immediately after I took a tumble between the spaces, floor. Well, first off, no entity requires blood, so that's actually an old myth. It's very likely you just accidentally got cut there. Let's see. The astrology hole is too deep. Let's see. Anubis, it is different for everyone as to far as how long it'll take you to see a different entities. Dragons do not want blood, require blood, nor need blood in any shape, form, or fashion. In fact, if you actually were to give blood to a dragon, they would view it as an insult. So I would not recommend giving blood to a dragon. Hey, Bernaldez, glad you can make it. So let's see. We got the class announcement out of the way. We got the challenge announcement out of the way. Also, if you have an important question, we are very busy in here tonight, which I am thankful for. It's so wonderful to see so many of you in this new year. We do have the super chat option. If for some reason I miss your question or something, or it's really important, you want to make sure I see it, small donation on the super chat will flash it up on the screen, and I will get to it as long as it is YouTube appropriate. That is the one caveat I put to that. Or if you just want to give a donation, maybe donate a cup of coffee. A few of you guys have done that, and we always appreciate your support for the work we're doing here. So thank you. I've been told I keep forgetting to tell you all that, and I'm trying to start to remember this stuff. It's one thing I want to do more and try to get better at on these live streams is trying to get those notes out like that. I'm really bad at, I guess, advertising, plugging myself, however you want to say that. I don't know. Dragon of the West, if that's supposed to say arcane senses, I have a video on the arcane senses here on the channel that gives you a few quick and easy exercises. Also, if you go to the school at workingdraconmystic.com, you will see a free arcane site class. It's absolutely free. Sign up for that, work through it, and those exercises can be easily adjusted for any and all of the arcane senses. But yeah, that would be how you actually have to utilize them. They're like a muscle. You can't sit on the couch and expect to get stronger. And when it comes to the arcane senses, you really have to use them. Anubis, I'm doing pretty good, mate. I really am. I am doing pretty good. I hit the ground running this year to get some work done, get my challenge going. I've made a point to take a little time to relax a little bit, just a little, not too much. Don't want to get too crazy, but that's been pretty nice. So yeah, it's been a good one. I've already started working and diving into that Norse path working that I'll be doing this year. And I've been drafting a few things and some projects that I plan to get done this year for both the channel and the school. So it's going to be a busy but a very fun year, I think. Always good to make it another good year, right? Karma asks, how can I start Dragon Magic? I've got no idea. Well, we do have a Dragon Magic playlist on here on the channel, Karma, so that you can take a look at and get a feel for what Dragon Magic is going to be like, and even get you started a little bit. But if you're interested in a deep dive, a very focused deep dive, over at the school, workingdragonmystic.com, we do have a Dragon Magic 101 course. It will take you from absolute novice beginner and really start laying a very, very strong foundation for you in Dragon Magic. It's a complete path working that'll take you through not only meeting your guardian and your co-magician, but also exercises, activities, and everything to bond and develop those friendships, and then move on to begin to path work with the first four rulers, and actually really dive in and start understanding what it means to work with the balance and to work with yourself and heal yourself and start manifesting things and changes in your life. And then moves into even crafting a tool dedicated to dragon magic. There's several people, I think, here in the chat that's taken it, and that is probably the single best resource. But I understand not everyone wants to take a course right out of the gate, so the playlist is there if you want to take a look at some of the things that you would be doing and get an idea for it, Karma. But it is very affordable too. None of this $300 course crap. I don't do that. I keep everything affordable within the price range of most good books. Okay. Oh, we jumped. Let's see. Trick lips. Oh yeah, definitely hit the thumbs up. We do like the thumbs up. The YouTube and me likes those thumbs up. It helps me and the channel. We appreciate it. Let's see here. We have, wow, it is busy in here. Let's see, Violet. Yes, I've taken it. It is so cool and so affordable. It's at $30. Thank you, Violet. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. See, Let's see, Aspen, can dragons help you get better grades and boost your energy? Yes, actually. No, here's the kicker. When it comes to them helping you get better grades, they will help you retain the information. They will help you make studying help you better. They'll help you with paying attention in class, but you still actually have to do the work. If you're not studying to begin with and you don't study after you start working with the dragons, your grades aren't going to move. They're not going to move. You do still have to do the work, but they can help you with that very easily. In fact, I work with several dragons quite often to help me with study and research so I retain information better. A few of you know this. I am dyslexic. So when I'm reading a book, I usually read the same page like 5 times because I keep losing my place and all this other crap. So yeah, I do utilize the dragons quite a bit for study and research. I wish I had them when I was in school, but of course, naturally, the better you retain the information, the easier it is to pass the homework and the grades. And it all flows together there. Let's see. See, Olivia, I know pendulum's often seen as simple and basic, but I've been thinking that there must be more knowledge out there than just yes, no questions. Any book ideals? Olivia, I'm really the wrong person to ask when it comes to pendulums. And here's why. Here's why. I know a lot of people who do really great with them. And there are more complex ways to use them, but I, for one, no matter how complex I get with it, do not view them as a reliable divination source because of what's called the idiomotor response. And this is a response that basically it's muscle twitches that are going to shift and contaminate the reading. You can actually hold a pendulum, and if you think a direction, it's going to swing the direction you think due to that idiomotor response. It can easily be controlled, even though your hand doesn't appear to be moving. Those little slight twitches affect it. So if you have even the smallest insignificant preference to an answer, you taint the entire reading. And it's actually impossible for a human being to completely eliminate themselves from that on a scientific level. So I've never trusted a pendulum. Never. Um, and it kind of sucks because I know how to craft them in a pinch and use them for different things here and there, but I've never trusted them. They are not my preferred. In fact, I don't even teach my students to use them. So there's probably better people out there than me to ask about that particular one. Let's see. Dragon of the West, how do you use coffee and magic? I think I did a video on coffee magic at one point, but you can utilize it via the bean. You can use it via coffee grounds, or you can even use it in its liquid form. All those are very great ones. Um, actually, I'm actually starting to work out, train. I'm working on getting back down to my training weight, and one of the things I'm doing is I'm utilizing coffee both as a pre and post workout, and I'm actually charging it and enchanting it in a method that is going to help me um, get a better overall results out of my workouts. That's one of the things I'm doing. So yeah, you just pick the form of it, and you just like anything else, you would easily just move it right along and charge it with the intent needed, or with any of the associations. And when it comes to energy, strength, and health, prosperity and abundance, coffee is a great one. So yeah. Let's see here. Wow, we are really busy in here tonight. Wow, 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 wow. Dragon of the West, the void element's not an element, it's a location and or a plane. Um, it is more associated with what would be referred to, at least in dragon magic, as chaos. Um, the chaos dragons themselves that work with the chaos element heavily work in the void, but it's not an element in and of itself. Let's see. Oh, my wife got me this. It's a coffee cup drinking horn. I've had it for a while. I don't know why I haven't been using it on streams. I really don't. Um, and I felt like using it today. So I've been drinking out of it today, and then hey, it ain't got no labels on it or nothing I can YouTube will flag me for. So hey. Let's see. What are my thoughts of Draconic? Not something you do. Actually, I do work within Draconic Magic, not Dragon Magic. That's one of the reasons I do know the differences in them. I try to work and path work within many different things. Not all at once because I do try to focus. But the Draconic path and path working within it, um, I found it to be very, very helpful. Um, though most of your Draconic path workings and workings are very, very harsh. That's just no way around that. Um, I've been told there's some easier going ones out there. I've not found them yet. But it largely uses, it's not working with dragons, it's using the symbolism of the dragon and the serpent and destruction and rebirth. And you're working with entities that are generally viewed as demonic. But then again, you know, this concept of good, evil, angel, demon, depending on the time of day and who you're talking to, the entity's classification changes. Let's be honest. But these entities do really want to focus on your self empowerment. They're really about you doing it. They don't want you to bend the knee and ask them to do it for you. They don't want to take care of you. They want to empower you to do it for yourself, even if they have to tear you down and destroy you and build you back up from the ground. And I admire that. And I know a lot of people who follow the Draconic path. It it feels It feels very Cliffothic in its nature. It's not quite as harsh as the Cliffoth, though you do find a lot of people who work within the Draconic path that also work within the Cliffoth. They go together so perfectly. But then there are people who do the Draconic path that don't work within the Cliffoth. And remember, when I say Draconic, I'm saying Draconic path, not Dragon Magic. Again, those are two separate things. I know they get confusing. But I hope that answers your question a little bit there. Violet? What is chaos magic and can we actually use it? Well, chaos magic as a path and a study isn't a specific energy group. It is more of a magic that is actually focused on results and data. The way we use the term chaos magic today is very, very different than how it was used originally when chaos magic was coined. And honestly, I recommend, highly recommend the book Condensed Chaos if you're actually interested in chaos magic, because they really break it down. The concept of chaos magic is if you put in the effort, if you put in the focus and you're doing spell working, it doesn't matter how you're doing it, doesn't matter what you're doing. If it's yielding the results that you're seeking, then it works. This allows for a very free form magical system. However, most people forget that caveat. It has to work. You have to have the data. It has to yield results. And it really does toss out the, oh, well, the universe must not have wanted me to have it excuse, which you see far too much in magic today. We want to give away our power and be like, well, it didn't happen. So obviously it wasn't in my greater good. It wasn't in my best interest. It wasn't in my highest vibration. Insert any massive long list of love and light excuses. Chaos magic, there is no excuses. If it didn't work, it didn't work. And you go back to the drawing board and you try something else until you get it to work. And then you start testing it to see how often that result works. And if you get something reliable, that's a keeper. In fact, I would say my practice is highly, highly influenced by chaos magic. So yeah, if you're interested in chaos magic, the book Condensed Chaos is amazing. Can dragons shift your emotions? No. If you're thinking about something, and I mean, technically, their energy, your emotions will follow the way you think. And energy gives us a sensation and a feeling in our environment. And that environment does generally produce a thought process that can cause those emotions to shift. A dragon will never shift your emotions, because shifting your emotions without just doing it, saying like, boom, you're happy, that's taking your free will away. So no, they won't do that. But being around them could make you feel happy. It's not something they're doing. It's just like being around a person who makes you happy. It's the exact same concept. See, Olivia, I want to say thank you for the 6-month challenge. Just knowing it was coming soon made me stand up and just do things that were better for me than just anything else. So thank you. Hey, oh, that's Oliver. I think I've been reading that wrong. Oh, not. Oh, I'm so sorry, Oliver. You're absolutely welcome. Honestly, I'm amazed how many people stepped up on that one. It's amazing. Do we have to use emotions as an energy source, or can we use other energies in Spellcraft? If you have gained mastery and the ability to manipulate energy reliably, you could easily use any energy that you wanted. The problem is, most people, especially new to spell work, have a hard time doing that. They have a hard time maintaining the focus, and it does take a lot more focus. Emotions don't take very much focus at all, and they're very easy to raise energy with. Um, and they're in ample supply. Oh, Clifothic is very, very harsh. It takes the whole destruction and death and ramps it up to 1,000. Working the tree of death, aka the dark tree or the Clifothic tree, is in freaking tense. Highly, highly not recommended for beginners. I've actually seen people um, basically they had to be committed to a mental institution because they jumped into the cliff off, didn't take it seriously, were screwing around like an idiot, and thought it was a joke. And there is no off switch, okay, with the cliff off. There is no throttle, there is no off. It's either all the way on and you're just thrown in, and there is no turning around. You don't go backward either. You go all the way through until either you make it through or it destroys you, one of the two. Um, so yeah, I've seen it actually put people in a mental hospital, and in a few cases worse. The cliff off can be very, very harsh, but it's a risk versus rewards thing. As harsh as it is, it can actually truly crank out a very good magician as long as you're willing to do the work, pay attention to the lessons, and basically admit everything wrong with you, because it will tear you apart and build you back up in one of the most direct and harsh ways. Um, I generally don't recommend the cliff off to just anyone. Like I said, it's definitely, I wouldn't do it until you're more adept, until you're at more of an adept level. And that's just for safety's sake. Dragon of the West. Can dragons manifest physically in the physical world? No. Most dragons, if they were to manifest in the physical world, their energetic aura alone would destroy the area in which they manifested within a 4 to 5 mile range. And I do mean absolutely destroy, not tinker with or something. I mean destroy it. Aspen, do dragons like to play with dogs because mine runs around and barks at nothing sometimes? Yes, they absolutely love playing with pets. My dragons spent a lot of time playing with my wife's cats when she had them. Um, and the cats still come around even after they pass to occasionally check in, and the dragons still play with them. The dragons have been known to play with the neighbors' pets as well, or if a friend of ours brings a pet over, which don't happen as much as it used to, they'll play with them. Dragons just are generally playful, especially the smaller ones. Violet Star, can you read about the Cliff safely? Yes, you can read about it. Yeah, you can read about it. Let's get something clear. Generally, when you read something, the text, it's not like the Mummy, people. It's not like the Mummy. You open a book, you read it, it doesn't magically do something. It's one of the reasons I hate the fact that people's looking for real grimoires. Real grimoires are journals. Um, and they don't contain any magical power. The magician, the operator, is where all the power comes from. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to harness the power, if you don't know how to direct it, all the symbols, all the text are absolutely useless. They're not going to do a thing. So yes, you can easily study and research these things just fine. In fact, with the Cliff Auth, I would highly recommend doing your research without doing the operations first and foremost to make sure that's a path that you would even want to attempt. I myself actually made a horrible mistake in response to the Cliff Auth because I was doing some research on it. And I read through 7 of the different Cliffothic spheres in 1 week. I was reading through a chapter in this particular book because I was out of town. So every day I'd read through a chapter, and then I'd do a few of the processes and tinker around, stick my head in, as it were. The problem is, every time you open that door, you don't have to stick your head in. If you open the door, that energy takes effect in your life. And until you work through whatever it is that it's throwing at you, that energy remains. So you're supposed to do this one at a time. Well, my dumbass, not thinking, read the chapter, opened the door, stuck his head in. Well, that looks cool. I might work with that later. 7 days, 7 different spheres, and then that wrecked. I mean, wrecked 2 years of my life. If I did not have the knowledge and abilities in Magic that I had to just kind of offset the complete absolute shit show, I don't know what I'd have done. But even with the ability to offset it, that was a rough, and I mean rough 2 years. And I have only myself to blame for it. 100% my fault. 100 complete stupid to do that. I highly recommend none of you ever do that. Learn from my mistakes, people. But yeah, as far as if I just sat down and read the book, been like, oh, that's interesting. No issues. No issues. But no, I had to be an idiot and step into the operations. That's where the kicker is, not in the words. Again, it's like sigils. There is no true sigil for an entity. The sigils have the power we impart into them. So many people get worried about the sigils and the symbols and what incantation is the correct one. And I'll be honest with you, the reason most of us have been programmed to think there is only one true sigil, only one true or correct incantation, it's these fucking gatekeepers out there trying to keep other people from practicing. And then they keep those little things, behind a paywall or something. It really pisses me off. Let's see. Scylla. Are dragons... I have no idea what that second word. Agrippers. Is this supposed to be egregores? Dragons, real dragons. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. I never read it, never seen it. Real dragons are extremely powerful magic-wise, so I'm not entirely sure what the question is here, Scylla. So, Katie, I love charging sigils and using them in my candle magic. So, my question is, can I offer a charged sigil to my dragon to let her know I'm ready to get back to my dragon magic path? Absolutely. You could absolutely do that easily. In fact, one of my favorite things to gift a dragon. I don't do the offerings. I don't do bribery. It's just a simple gift. One of my favorite things to gift them is I'll charge a quartz crystal with energy and just give that because they can do with it as they want, no strings attached. So yeah, you could easily do that. I don't doubt it, Violet. I'll be honest with you. If you fear something and you're surrounded by it, that fear is going to wreck your life. So if you get rid of the thing you fear and it's no longer in your life and you just feel relaxed, you feel refreshed, and that's going to bring you an amount of joy, and that's going to allow you to focus. And because you can now rest and focus, suddenly everything's just going to naturally get better. Um, so it's not the book that's the problem, it's our response to this abstract thing that's the problem. But I could see how that would happen. But the book itself is not the problem, if that makes sense, Violet. Dragon of the West, you can give them a name to call you if you want, but if you think that they can't look straight through you and know everything about you without you telling them, you're sorely mistaken. The second you contact any of these entities, especially deities and dragons, they know more about you than you do. So your name is not hidden from them in any shape, form, or fashion. Sorry. And actually, the sigil thing is one of the big ones I want to address in the evocation course when I film it. It's something I've taught my students when I do evocation a lot. Is I try to break down that gatekeeping myth of sigils and incantations. So that's going to be a big one for me. And yeah, Angela, you are correct. You can actually use the entity's name and make your own sigil easily. Let's see. Sigils don't come. Oh, okay. That's only 40 minutes of Dragon in the Game of Thrones. Okay. I don't. It's just not a show I've ever gotten. I mean, I was surrounded by people for years that talked about it, and I never got interested in it. I don't know why. Maybe one of these days I'll get bored, have some free time, and I'll give it a watch to see if I get drawn into it. Sometimes we are the holders of our own pain. Yep. Okay, Luna, you are correct. That's a great way of saying that. Actually, that is a great way of saying that, Luna. Oh, we jumped. Crap. Wait, what? Jason asks, how do you apply what you've learned in textbooks and start the process of applying the magic to your life? Do you do seance practices? I don't do seances. Most people who do seances are honestly pretty much they're gimmicky little shysters. That's a nice way to put it. I don't do seances at all. It doesn't take a lot to get to using magic right away. Candle magic is one of the easiest ones to utilize. You can easily take a candle that you associate with a color, for example, green. You could engrave on the candle a numeric amount of, let's say, once my bills are paid, I want this amount, say $500. You could easily engrave that on there. Or you could go as simple as just engraving a money symbol onto the candle. You can light the candle and you can actually gaze into the flame, focus not on how you're going to get there, but focus on you already having it. And as that candle burns and that you're putting that intent into it, it's burning, it's releasing that intent, and it's going to go ahead. That is a very simple spell that anyone could do straight off the block. No seance is required. If someone's telling you you got to have a seance, red flag, go the other way. Aspen, can you make an offering box for your dragon? I've been thinking. Yes, actually, I know a few people who's done this. They've made like a little offering box. It's actually a great idea too when you think about it, because in my workspace, if I leave a quartz on there, if I leave a bit of food, whatever I decide to leave in my workspace for whatever entity I'm working with, I don't do altars. I don't personally do altars. Got no issue with them. I just don't do them. There's always the chance that it's going to get knocked over. It's just sitting there, you know. But if I had a box, a nice sturdy box, and I've been meaning to do this, I just never get around to it. I could easily place whatever it is in the box, close the box, and the box is there. It's nice. It's put away. It just has a much cleaner, more space management feel to it. So yes, you could easily do a box. I forgot who the first person who brought up the concept of using an offering box, but it is actually a great idea and it works perfectly. Right now, where I'm setting the things I offer in my workspace, that doesn't really affect anything else, so I haven't been highly motivated to get the box. But if that changes box's direction, I'll go. Oh, crap, we jumped again. What's your opinion on Draconic Wicca? Draconic path in general, because right now everything I find in my research were talking about rituals. Oh, Lord, yeah. Okay, you have to understand in the Draconic path, blood is a big symbolism. Blood is used in Draconic left-hand practices. Again, Draconic path is not dragon magic. You're not actually working with dragons. You're working with entities that can take on a draconic form. That does not make them a dragon. That means they take on a draconic form. Just like if you dress up as me at Halloween, you're not me, but you look like me. Same concept. So yes, in the Draconic path, they do use a lot of different works and everything and blood magic. Most of them understand that pacts are not these selling your soul to the devil's bullcrap that Hollywood's made it, and they understand what real pact work is, which is more of an agreement of motivation, if you will. Pacts don't grant wishes. If you want to understand pacts a little bit, I did 3 videos on pacts trying to dispel those myths, so you can give that a check out. Draconic Wicca, that is an interesting one because it is essentially Wicca flavored with dragons. Now, dragons in and of themselves are not really big on being worshipped. They don't like it. It gives them the heebie-jeebies. But Wicca itself does generally tend to focus on balance. They understand that. And the dragons are all about balance. So they do understand that there are people who may come to them in a more spiritual or religious way. Even though it may not be the dragon's preferred method, they understand that there's a lot of good that can be done here. And that for some people, spirituality or religion is a very important thing. There's nothing wrong with religion in and of itself. It's more the zealotry there's a problem with, okay? Because there's a lot of people, their religion gives them a nice comfort. It gives them a nice sort of sense of peace. And that peace can be worth so much. Religion always frustrated me. It never brought me that peace. I know a lot of people in my life who are very religious, and I love them to death. I adore them, and we have wonderful conversations. And I know a lot of Draconic Wiccan practitioners, and they always find it interesting to talk to me about the dragons and dragon magic and how the different things work. A few of them have actually point blank asked the dragons how they feel about worship, and they were a bit surprised. Dragons don't really, it's not their favorite. They don't want to be worshipped. But they understand holding that place of reverence for a person and helping that person empower themselves. So, yes, Draconic Wicca can function. Yes, many Draconic Wiccans put dragons in the position of the god and goddess. And though it's not their preferred method, and they generally try to avoid it, they do see the benefit that that they can offer these people in helping them in their spirituality, in their path, in their understanding of balance, in their self-mastery. Which between balance and empowering and teaching is kind of the dragon's whole shtick. So if they can use a medium that someone's willing to approach the dragons with, the dragons are willing to work within that medium. And that's one of the things I love about the dragons. They are willing to work with any energy current out there. They're willing to work with any entities out there, all in name of the balance and self-empowerment of the individual. So I have noticed Draconic Wiccans tend to be a bit more rational than some of the Wiccans I've ran across in my life. Maybe logical. And I that makes a lot of sense when you understand, dragons themselves. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting path. Draconic Wick is more for someone who is seeking a more spiritual or religious path. Okay. Now, I want to say it again. There's nothing wrong with spiritual or religious paths. Here on this channel, we focus more on the science of magic. We focus more on the nuts and bolts. We're very detailed to the process. We're very results oriented. If it's not yielding results, we don't care. And that's because that's who I am. And that's the easiest way for me to talk to you authentically. Does that make sense? I can talk about religion. I can talk about spirituality. I grew up in a religious format. But I think where I excel best in my authenticity is talking about the results-based magic, the stuff that I've seen time and time again yield results. That's the stuff that I truly want to teach, because I've seen spirituality and religion let people down. Not everybody. I've seen it do amazing things for people. But I've seen it let people down just as it did me. And because of that, I don't feel I talk as authentically about it. And I worry about that sometimes. That's why I try to avoid it. But it is a good path for someone who is seeking that spiritual or religious framework. Hope that answers your question a little bit. Wow, we are busy in here tonight. Yeah, the magic that works with technology. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can it help the battery life in your laptop? I do not know, Dragon of the West. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to me, I'm going to say no, because me and technology don't get along. And the more I've dove into magic, the more technology's gone haywire around me. In fact, if you hand me an iPhone for 5 seconds, it will not work. That's it. It's dead. So I can't use Apple products. One of our admin, we've joked about doing an admin meeting and getting everybody together. She uses Apple products, and she's already said that if we do like this get together, she can't bring any of her stuff because I'd be there. She's afraid to get it near me. Don't blame her. So I would say no. But I do know a lot of techno witches. These are individuals who can use magic, and they use technology in amazing ways. Absolutely freaking amazing. These are the people that you spend a week trying to fix your computer. They walk over, look at it, and the thing starts working. If anyone could do it, it'd be them. I've never seen one do it. I've never seen one extend it. So I cannot really comment on that one for sure. I can't say it because I ain't seen it, even from a techno witch. The best I could do is say, based upon what techno witches have done, I would put it in the category of theoretically plausible. Does that make sense? Say, Kamado, hello, glad to finally see one of the live streams, as I've mentioned in the comment. left on your last video. I used to dismiss a supernatural through people's true belief inspired me to study it more. Well, that's good. That is good. It's always good to study things. Jay, can you if you mean, can you actually pick your phone up and make a phone call to them, like you would your mama? No. If you mean, can you use your phone like a scrying mirror, as Halloween has said, you could do that. I mean, I use my phone turned off as a scrying mirror quite often. Luna, I hope it does survive. I've killed more computers in my practice than I care to admit. It's a pain. But I don't blame the magic. I blame me because, well, I could easily not do workings. I could isolate. There's things I could do, but I don't take the time to do it. So, but it is a problem. A lot of magicians see, especially as their path progresses. Many magicians may not see it for the first few years, but as they slowly grow, their talents develop, their energy body develops, their power develops. They start seeing it more and more. Honestly, there's a bunch of theories, but no one really knows for sure. Dragon of the West. The big major going theory is the fact that magic is energy and large energy surges can affect technology. That's the big going theory, which does make sense. Because if you're a magician and a practitioner and your energy body is supercharged or you're slinging around and moving energy around, something like that, then that could easily be something that may happen. I do know there's magicians that are attempting to research this, but last I heard, no one has any concrete information on exactly why. Because then we got the techno witches in here. Those techno witches seem to vibe very, 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 very well with technology, which again makes sense. Energy in the right areas, the right vibrations, the right direction can help technology. Like right now, what I'm sitting here streaming on, if there wasn't energy, this computer wouldn't function and it'd be a paperweight. But that is the going concept. But it's only a theory. No one knows for sure yet. Well, I mean, as far as job wise, I'm kind of reliant on technology too, which is ironic. I don't really like that. Though I would say if it's not your job and it's just an addiction, you can't go a day without your phone or your computer. I would actually say unplug. I would say unplug because that's a problem. You don't want to be that dependent on a material anything. Do you believe someone can have 5K angels? A person can work with as many entities as they want very easily. And yeah, it's the ability to contact 5,000 angels, work with them, and befriend them is actually very doable. So, I mean, if you're asking to someone born bound to 5,000 angels, contrary to popular belief, we're not born with any entity required to watch over us. That's not really how it works, even angels. Um, so it depends on how you're meaning that, but could someone befriend, work with 5,000 angels? Yes. Does anyone have an angel that belongs to them? Possess it? No, you do not possess an angel. You do not own an angel. So if you're using the word, can you have that way? Absolutely not. You can't have one angel that way. Angels can be very interesting to work with. I'm actually hoping to do more videos on them here. I could do a day without coffee standing on my head there, Luna. If you want to try me, we can do it. Let's see, Angela, what are your thoughts on doll and puppet magic? I happen to love doll magic. Haven't had the jump into puppet magic yet. To be honest with you, doll and puppet magic are one and the same. Sorry. They really are. I know there's a lot of people who want to shift them around and use them differently, but they're the same. You're still using a human figure. A puppet is essentially a very simple doll. So they are the same two magics. I actually find them to be quite effective. There's many operations in which I do fall into puppet magic. I think it's more efficient for those particular operations. I really do enjoy it. You know what? It's alternate witch. It's actually funny you said that. Because yeah, I prefer puppets over dolls because dolls creep me the flip out. Anytime I've ever done paranormal investigations, the houses I hated the most, you send me into a creepy basement, I'm fine. Cobwebs, I don't like them, but I'm fine. Old in sanatoriums, I'm fine. Room full of dolls, I hate that shit. I hate it. It creeps me out and gives me the heebie-jeebies. So there is that thing. So I do actually prefer puppets over those, for sure. But technically speaking, they are the two in the same. Devil Incarnate. Actually, no, science is not just magic. There are two very, very big differentiations, and this is something I have a major issue with right now. We have a lot of occultists that are using scientific terms incorrectly in order to prop up what they're saying. And a big one is quantum, the word quantum. Quantum has nothing to do with alternate realities. It has nothing to do with alternate dimensions. It has to do with the smallest physical particle of anything. Keyword physical. Now, if we can utilize science, test it, prove magic, and actually quantify and get it into a data repetitively, testably, then it becomes science. Until then, it's not science. I do understand that the occult arts did indeed give us a great deal of what is now science. But until then, it's not science. And that is a very, very, very important distinction. And it's a distinction that is dangerous if we don't make it. Because we have a lot of kook spiritual healers, Reiki healers, energy healer, crystal healers out there that are actually making people worse. And in some cases, actually getting them killed because they're doing things that are not helping them in any shape, form, or fashion. And they're telling them to avoid modern science, modern medicine that could have saved them. And I have a major issue with that. Major issue for anyone trying to flip a buck and endanger another person. See, Angela, I have a collection of glass dolls I use. Ooh, that actually sounds neat, Angela. The ones I find creepy are... It's almost like the more dollied up they are, the lacy ones, you know, with the little smiley faces. Those are kind of the creepier ones. Like Cabbage Patch Kids, my sister said Cabbage Patch Kids creeped her out. They were weird looking, but they didn't creep me out as much as my grandmother's like big frilly dressy dolls and stuff with the ruffles. Oh God, the porcelains. Those porcelain faces. I was never a fan of the porcelain faces. Oh. Next stream would be fine, Komodo. If you want to, we're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Easy to jump in and find us. And yes, actually, we are late. Oh, yeah, and there's the clocks. The stream jumped, Jade. I didn't see you throw the clocks at me earlier. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Real quick, let me see if I got anything I can answer quickly before we get ready. What's this funny? Yeah, see, my grandma's the one I'm thinking of anytime I say that. She had this entire room, and she'd make me stay in that freaking room when I visited, just loaded with. I never slept there. But there's nothing worse than doing a paranormal investigation and you turn around in the dark and there's just dolls everywhere. It creeps me out. Don't like it. Not at all. Yep. See, Witchy, you and I, we vibe in here tonight. Those things are creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. All right. We're going to head out, everyone. I appreciate you. You all have a fantastic week. I got a lot of work to do this week. I think tomorrow I officially go back to work, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. We got a lot of great things coming this year. Like I said, tomorrow, the tarot class will go live on the online school for everyone. For my Patreon members, for the channel subscriber membership people, thank you for your support last year. You guys make a huge difference here, and you are one of the reasons we've been able to do things. Some of you already know we've upgraded our video editing software a little bit, so we can do a few more things, which hopefully will add to some of the classes and stuff that we're planning on doing. But you all make it very, very possible for us to keep the lights on, as it were, here and keep these videos coming on YouTube. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And some of you have asked if we will start up the Friday live streams. We still do not know on that one yet, but we are wanting to do something. Bear with me, and I do apologize. I know many of you look forward to those 2 streams a week. I don't know if we're going to do a second live stream again, or if we might do, because some of you mentioned wanting more of those uncut vlog style videos. I am kicking around the idea of potentially doing more of those and possibly replacing the Friday streams with that. So I am hearing you. I am hearing y'all. I am listening, and I appreciate it. And for all those of you who are emailing me video ideals, thank you. I will look into them and try to get to them as quick as I can. I'm a one-man show here. I am. I'm a one-man show. My wife helps where and when she can, but be honest with you, that woman, she is a wonderful woman, and she is busy with her own stuff, doing her stuff, and I don't want to interrupt her. So I am pretty much a one-man show. I do appreciate it. And also, if you haven't, we do have a Discord. You can find the link in the About section here on the YouTube channel. Feel free to join it. Come in, have a chat with us. We do have several admin in there. One of us is usually available. And I would also like to give a big shout out to the admin in the Discord, because seriously, that Discord, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. They make that possible. So definitely mugs up to them, because they make that possible for the community. All right, everyone, great luck on the 6-month challenge if you're taking part in it. Like I said, if you want to, but you haven't signed up, by all means, come on in and join us. Ain't no thing. We're always welcoming more people. And I will see you all next week. All right, take care. Good night. Bye-bye.